So, good morning students. So, in this class we are going to discuss sewage treatment. Sewage treatment. So, this sewage treatment, which is also called as wastewater treatment, wastewater treatment, wastewater treatment. So, generally the sewage water or wastewater can be treated based upon different methods, based upon different treatment methods. So, based on treatment methods, so the first one is preliminary treatment. So, this preliminary treatment is to remove the whatever the material which is floating on the surface of the water. So, it is meant for floating material removal. Next method, that is primary treatment. So the primary treatment is based upon sedimentation. So whatever the organic material that is suspended will be removed by using primary treatment. So used to remove organic material, suspended organic material. So in primary treatment, the waste, whatever the organic material that is suspended in the wastewater will be removed based upon sedimentation. Next, secondary treatment. So it is removal of organic material, removal of suspended organic material by aerobic and anaerobic digestion. Next, tertiary treatment. Which is based upon disinfection. So based upon treatment methods, we have four categories of treating the sewage water. So one is preliminary treatment, that is floating material removal. So, whatever the material that is floating on the surface of water, sewage water, will be removed by using preliminary treatment. Next, primary treatment. So, based upon sedimentation, the organic material will get suspended on the water, sewage water, that will be removed based upon sedimentation. In secondary treatment, removal of suspended organic material by aerobic and anaerobic digestion, digestion. Next, fourth one is tertiary treatment, which is mainly based upon disinfection method, based upon disinfection methods. So, if you go for primary treatment, we have certain methods used in preliminary treatment, that is screeners, grit chambers, and skimming tanks. So, floating material can be removed by using screeners, grit chambers, and skimming tanks. Next, primary treatment, which is based upon sedimentation, which removes the organic matter which is suspended. So, this primary treatment is called as settling method. So, which includes different method, that is discrete settling, flocculation settling, zonal settling, and compression. So, based upon settling method or based upon sedimentation, we have different methods. One is discrete settling, flocculation settling, zonal settling, and compression settling. So, this is all about primary treatment. Next, coming to the secondary treatment, we have two processes, that is aerobic process and anaerobic process and anaerobic process. So, coming to the aerobic process, we have two categories: suspended growth system, next attached growth system, suspended growth system and attached growth system. And coming to the suspended growth system, we have different methods. One is activated sludge treatment, plug flow system, activated sludge treatment, plug flow system, sequence batch reactors, Next, attached growth system, which includes trickling filters, and rotating bed reactors, rotating bed reactors. So, in aerobic process there are two categories. One is suspended growth system, attached growth system. In suspended growth system, it can be done by activated sludge treatment, plug flow system, sequence batch reactors. Whereas in attached growth system, we have trickling filters and rotating bed reactors. So, if we see activated sludge system, so what are the organic matter with oxygen and nutrients in presence of bacteria, aerobic bacteria, will form side product, that is CO2 ammonia with new cells. So, whatever the new cells will be agglutinated on this sewage water, agglutinated in sewage, that is called as sludge, that we call it as sludge. We can remove the sludge. So, the organic matter which is suspended in the sewage in presence of oxygen and aerobic bacteria, it forms the side product, that is CO2, NH3 with new cells, new bacterial cells. So, these new bacterial cells will get agglutinated in the sewage. That agglutinated material is called as sludge. Next, if you go for trickling filters, which comes under the category of growth attached system. So, in which we arrange porous hard material and sewage water will be sprayed over the porous hard material. After some time, after a given time, a biofilm is formed over the surface of porous hard material, that will be removed as a sewage waste, that comes under with trickling filters. So, activated sludge comes under category of suspended growth system of aerobic process, and trickling filters comes under the process of attached growth system of aerobic process. Next, coming to the anaerobic process, which is carried out in anaerobic conditions and oxygen free environment by anaerobic bacteria, which is carried out by the anaerobic bacteria. So, which is done in 3 steps: hydrolysis, next acidogenesis, and methanogenesis. Hydrolysis, acidogenesis and methanogenesis. So, next coming to the tertiary treatment, so which includes 4 steps, that is solid removal, next biological nitrogen removal, next biological phosphorus removal and disinfection. So, these are the different 4 processes comes under with tertiary treatment. So, solid removal, biological nitrogen removal, biological phosphorus removal and disinfection and disinfection. So, these are the different processes based upon treatment methods. So, if you see overall block diagram of sewage treatment, so whatever the organic matter will pass through the screeners, grid chambers, grid chambers, so which goes through the primary sedimentation tank, from which it goes to aeration tank, next it goes to secondary sedimentation tank, and finally tertiary treatment. So, from the organic matter which is passed through screeners and grid chambers, from grid chambers to it is passes through primary sedimentation tank, aeration tank and secondary sedimentation tank, and it is tertiary treatment. So, from primary sedimentation tank the sewage will goes to sludge treatment, and the secondary sedimentation tank goes to sludge treatment. So, the material from primary sedimentation tank and secondary sedimentation tank will goes to sludge treatment. So, whatever the suspension it goes to grid chambers and sludge will be disposable. So, from organic matter to grid chamber comes with preliminary, from primary sedimentation to secondary sedimentation it is secondary, and from tertiary treatment it is tertiary treatment. So, this is all about block diagram of sewage treatment. So, we will once again revise it. So, the sewage treatment can be done based upon treatment methods, that is in 4 methods. So, the first one is preliminary treatment. So, where the floating material can be removed. Next, going to the primary treatment. So, in which the organic it is based upon sedimentation of organic material. So, the suspended will be removed based upon the settling. Next, secondary treatment, so which is removal of removal of suspended organic material by aerobic and anaerobic digestion. Next, coming to the tertiary treatment, which is based upon disinfection. So, these are the 4 methods how we treat the sewage water. So, coming to the preliminary treatment, the floating material can be removed by using certain materials, that is screeners, grid chambers and skimming tanks. Coming to the primary treatment, which is called as settling method. So, which includes discrete settling, flocculation settling, zonal settling and compression settling. Next, coming to the secondary treatment, so which is removal of organic material by aerobic and anaerobic digestion methods. Aerobic and anaerobic digestion methods. So, this is the important step you have to remember. So, among 4, secondary treatment is the most important one. So, coming to the aerobic process, it is of 2 categories: suspended growth system and attached growth system. Suspended growth system and attached growth system. So, coming to the suspended growth system, we have different process, that is activated sludge treatment, plug flow system, sequence batch reactor, which comes under category of suspended growth system. Next, attached growth system, which includes trickling filters, rotating bed reactors, comes with attached growth system. Next, so if you take activated sludge system, the organic matter will be treated with aerobic bacteria in presence of oxygen and nutrients. It results in the formation of CO2 and ammonia with new cells. So, whatever the new cells formed, bacterial new cells formed, will agglutinate in the sewage. That agglutinated product is called as sludge. Next, trickling filters. So, in trickling filters, we will arrange certain material, porous hard material, in which the sewage water will be sprayed over or sprinkled over the porous hard material, that it gives the, so after given time it forms a thin film over the porous material, that is called as biofilm. So, how we treat the sewage in trickling filters. Next, coming to the anaerobic process, it is done with oxygen free environment, anaerobic by using anaerobic bacteria, which can be done with hydrolysis, acidogenesis and methanogenesis. Next, based upon treatment methods, secondary based upon disinfection, we have solid removal, biological nitrogen removal, biological phosphorus removal and disinfection method. So, this is all about different methods how we treat with sewage water treatment. So, if you see the block diagram, the organic matter will be passed over the screeners and grid chambers and primary sedimentation tank, that is called as preliminary method. From primary sedimentation tank passes through aeration tank and secondary sedimentation tank. Whatever the sedimented organic material will goes for sludge treatment, and the suspension is reversed back to grid chambers and sludge will be disposed, and from primary sedimentation tank it goes for tertiary treatment. So, this is all our picture of sewage treatment. With this we have completed sewage treatment.